Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the next update for my project Level Up. This is a project that I created last year where I wanted to focus more on kind of using whole palettes rather than just hyper-focusing on singular shades. And I kind of just wanted to get use out of palettes as a whole and get to know them as a, whole color story rather than just, again, individual shades. So this project basically, I think you all have heard the rules before, but you basically do it in 5 different levels. You can continue on if you want to. And for level 1 you have to use every single shade in a palette once and hit 1 pan. Level 2 is 2 pans and 2 uses per shadow, and so on. I am currently on level 4, which means that I need to hit 4 pans and use every shadow 4 times. And the palette that I've been working on is my Mandalorian palette from Colourpop in collaboration with Star Wars and the Mandalorian. I absolutely love this palette. I'm actually wearing it on my eyes today. I will go through the shadows that I'm wearing while I talk through the palette. But before I jump into any of the updates and where I am with the palette today, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So this right here is where I was with the palette last month when I first introduced it. As you can see, this was a pretty well-loved palette as it was. I had a lot of use on it already and a lot of pans. I had, let me count up, I had 4 pans already, as you can see. So that is, like I said, where I was, and I'm just going to show you where I am today. And this right here is where I am with my palette today. So for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to have the comparisons pictures up here so you can see more easily. But let me talk through each shadow. So the first shadow in the palette is the shade Precious Cargo, which is this kind of highlighter shade right here. I don't know if you'll be able to pick up in the picture, but I was actually able to pan on this eyeshadow and it took me 15 uses to do so. I haven't used it at all since I hit pan, so 15 uses total, and I'm very excited to have the first pan for my project. Next up we have the shade Right Hand Mando, which I have used 4 times. I'm actually wearing this one today. I am wearing these 6 shadows here in the palette. Actually no, that's a lie. I'm wearing this 5. I'm not wearing Precious Cargo, but the other 5 on this side of the palette I am wearing. And I'm wearing Right Hand Mando on the very inner part of my lid. So that is the next shadow, and again I used that one 4 times. As you might be able to see in the palette, I mean it is a bit, I guess it's not a spoiler because you can count it out very easily, but I have not hit my 4 pans yet, and this is one of the shadows that I am planning to hit pan on. I don't have too much of a dip in here, like all of the 4 uses, like you can see it doesn't really look too used. It's probably going to be the one that is going the slowest when it comes to amount of usage before hitting pan. So we'll see how I go, but I think that is one that I'm planning to pan on. We'll see. Next to that we have the shade Just Like a Tatooine, which is this kind of neutral, kind of sandy tone brown. I really do like this eyeshadow and I have used this one 7 times. I was thinking about maybe hitting pan on this eyeshadow, but I'm panning a lot of other shades like this and it's taking so long because again I used it 7 times and you can barely see a dip. So I kind of got a little bit discouraged to use this one to hit pan on because it's moving so slow, but I did use it 7 times like I said. Moving on to the second row, we have the shade Sipping Soup and Babyface, which is the 2 greens on the middle row, and I have used both of these 4 times. Again, I'm using both of these in my look today. Sipping Soup I'm wearing as my shimmer like on the center of my lid, and then Babyface I'm using as like my inner transition right here. And again, I have hit my usage goal on both of these. Sipping Soup is another one that I'm planning to hit pan on. The only thing with this eyeshadow is that it's very unfortunate because this one is almost identical to an eyeshadow that I'm panning in my year-long project pan, which is the shade, I don't think it has a name, but it's the green shadow from the Comfort Zone palette from Wet n Wild, like the OG version. And like that kind of light green shadow is almost identical to this. So it's been a bit unfortunate because I haven't been able to use that eyeshadow while I was working on this one. But I do love this kind of shadow, so it's not too much of a hassle. But I was, if I had more shades to hit pan on here, I probably wouldn't have chosen that one. But ultimately I'm gonna have to hit pan on every single shadow in here apart from one because I already had so many pans before. So I think this is definitely one that I'm going to try to pan on, and it's also one that has quite a big dip now after 4 uses, so hopefully it won't take too long. Then lastly on the second row we have the Force, which is actually one of my favorite shadows in this palette. However, I've only used this one once, so it is one that I have not hit my usage goal on yet, and I think the reason why I haven't used this one more than once is because I was planning, or in my Panda palette this year, there's a shade called All In, which was my focus shadow last month, and those are kind of similar vibes, I guess. So I reached for that one a lot, and I just kind of forgot to reach about this one. But it is an easy shade for me to reach for. I can easily get 3 more uses in. I can easily reach for this one. I can reach for this one for like everyday work looks, so I'm sure I can get the 3 remaining uses out of this one in like even 1 week. So not too worried about that one, and I will definitely hit that goal for next month. For the last row of the palette, it's going to be quite easy because I have reached for all 3 of these 4 times each. Again, I'm using these 2 today for the 4th use. Little Frog I'm using as like my blending out and crease shade out here. And then Float Your Crib I'm wearing kind of like I'm at the corner and like to wing my look out. So that's kind of my look today, and I really love this look. I've actually done this specific look 3 times. So 3 of my uses on those kind of shadows here are with this look, and I absolutely love it. So basically those are all my uses on the palette. Like I said, I have hit my user goal on every single thing apart from the 4s, but I'm not too, you know, I think I could have maybe done that for this update, but since I knew that I wasn't going to hit all my pans that I needed, I wasn't too worried about it, and I can definitely do that again next month. So, you know, it's the first month that I'm not leveling up straight away, but I kind of knew that was going to happen, both because it's level 4, but also because it is a Colourpop palette, and Colourpop palettes take a bit longer to pan. Also, furthermore, like, this palette was already so used before. I had, you know, a lot of pans, so all of like the easier shades for me, I guess, to pan on were already used. I guess not all of them, but like, you know, the 4s. And the Little Frog also was quite easy to pan on when I remember, because it's quite powdery. Droid Protocol is also another shade that I can easily pan on. So those 3 would easily have been shadows that I would have chosen to pan on if I had every single shadow in here to choose from, if that makes sense. And just having to choose all of them apart from 1 kind of just makes it a bit harder. So my plan for the remaining 3 shadows to pan on, I'm definitely going to try to pan on Float Your Crib. After 4 uses, you can see there's like quite a big dip there, and I think if I use this as a liner or like more in that corner again, continue doing that, I think I can easily pan on this one somewhat quickly. Again, Sipping Soup is another one that I'm trying to pan on, and then lastly I think Right Hand Mando. I'm going to keep playing with the palette though, and see if I change my mind I might start using Just Look at Tatooine again, but I think it's going to take so long to use this on. Even though I can maybe use it every single day, it still will take me a really long time, and I think I will get bored of that color if I have to use it to hit pan on. So I do think my kind of action plan moving forward is to try to hit pan on these 3 shadows here, which means I can do more green looks like this, which I do actually love, and I think they're quite flattering on me as well. I have been absolutely loving this palette. I told you guys before that this is a palette that I adore in my collection. I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like we are moving into summer and these are kind of more cool tones, so I feel like it might not be the right time of year to use this, but it doesn't mean that I like the palette any less. Again, I have done this look 3 times and I love it, and I keep wanting to do it. I rarely recreate a look like this more than like a couple times. I do kind of really basic like everyday looks or like work looks, and when I'm trying to like pan stuff, I really do looks like that quite a lot. But when it comes to more intricate looks like this, I do switch them up quite a lot. But with this palette, I've been doing it like a lot of times, like 3 times again is a lot for me, because I just love it so much. And you know, I think it's just again very flattering. It works with my coloring, works with my blonde hair. It actually makes my eyes look quite blue. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera. I do have like bluey green eyes, but I think this kind of tones really bring out the blue in my eyes, which is nice. And yeah, it's a beautiful palette. The formula in here is absolutely amazing as well. It's not really like any duds, like, you know, I have been topping this kind of the shimmers off with more kind of sparkly shadows before. Like in my inner corner today, I'm wearing one of my Cleon eyeshadows, and I would kind of have topped other Cleon eyeshadows on top of this. I think I did it once when I did this look last time. I did do that, but the first time and then today I haven't done that. And I think these kind of shimmers, even though they are Colourpop, I think they do stand on their own, which is nice. And yeah, in general, it's just a really good palette. I don't know if this one is still available on Colourpop, or if they have discontinued it, but if it is, I do really recommend it. I don't really buy from Colourpop anymore though, but if you are and you have been thinking about this palette, I think it's really good, and it's just such a unique one. I'm just very excited for this one to look very well loved after this project. I don't know about pan expansion in this palette. I think maybe I have expanded the pans a little bit, mainly like in Little Frog. I'm sure I have expanded the pan a little bit because it is so powdery, like I said. maybe baby face too, I'm not sure, but yeah, you will see it better in the pictures. So that is my update for Product Level Up. Quite a quick one because, you know, I haven't hit my goal yet. I will keep using this palette and hopefully it won't take me the full month to level up. But I think what I will do is, if I do level up early in the month, I will just film my update then, and I will update in a month anyway, because I don't, like, used with my filming schedule and stuff, you're gonna have to wait a month anyway for an update. But if I just know, if I do level up earlier in the month, I will probably film my update early. So there, you guys, was it for my Project Level Up update number 4, is it? I think so. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I will have the playlist linked down below with everyone else who has joined in. I've seen new people join in all the time still, and I'm so excited. I love this project and I'm so excited that you guys love it too. So if you do want to check out other people doing this project, you will have the playlist down below. I know sometimes it can be a bit hard to find if you search for Project Level Up. There's loads of other things coming up in between, so if you just want an easy way to find all the videos, I do have that playlist. But again, I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys!